How you doing out there? How's it going? Happy eclipse season. Happy March 2025. Today we're talking about the Virgo full moon eclipse. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I will die on this mountain. I will continuously tell you that every single season, every single eclipse season, every single experience that we're having, it's all about how you view it. So I'm here to be a pie in the sky astrologer to say, yeah, it's going to be a great time. So for everyone that's new here, welcome. My name is Sarah. I'm a channeler and an astrologer. And we speak in lenses around here because I wear these big old glasses, and we're here to really understand and harness the energy of the out there, understand what's mine, what's out there, how can I utilize this energy, how can I navigate this energy. But my purpose is really to align you to your highest potential. We have a growth mindset around here. And so we are integrating our metaphysical practices into our leadership growth and development toolbox to really align to what it is that we're here to do. And I love the energy of this eclipse. It's very connected to Uranus. We're going to talk all about it. But what I'm having trouble labeling this video. I have no idea what I'm going to call it. The first one was the detox, but I don't think it's that. Let it be easy, obviously. I can't do this anymore. And then in Frodo, it's done. It's gone. But I really think I'm going to go with it's over. With no pomp and circumstance. There's something, someone, some energy that's between you and your highest trajectory. And this could be a mindset shift. This could be a food. This could be a plant medicine. This could be alcohol, whatever it may be. It's going to be different for everybody, for every single sign. But there's something in front of you and your highest potential, your highest trajectory, and you're seeing it as a repeated pattern. You're seeing it as a broken record, and you're like, it's over. I can't pretend to be small anymore. I can't be, in Dr. Joe Dispenza language, addicted to a life that I don't even like. I can't talk about the past. I can't member berries anymore. I'm going this way, and I love you, but I'm leaving you in the past. I'm leaving this thing in the past. And we're going to talk about it. A lot of this, for many of you, might be something that you've been dealing with for a long time. This might be a very deeply rooted generational pattern. I like to use the word curse because it's a pattern. It's an energy that you and your whole family line is like, no, we'll take that on. We'll heal that. So curse kind of seems a little bit intense to me, but let's get into it. Let's use smoke. It's not a smoky, some version of a quartz. Let's use this for the pause. Go pause the video and go grab your coffee or tea. Go grab your water. I promised myself I had a whole warm water pot with some lemon and some salt, and it was delicious before I even had my coffee. So now I'm on to my first coffee of the day with every one of you. So go grab your journal, coffee, tea, a snack, some water. Put me on in the background. My apologies. Actually, I'm not sorry about Sybil playing. She's tuckering herself out. She's my kitten, if anyone's new here. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So let's talk about the times and the dates of this full moon. So we have, what is eclipse season, Sarah? I keep hearing this. It's a very clickbaity thing. What is this eclipse season? And basically means, we have the North Node over here, we have the South Node over here. North Node is in Pisces, South Node is in Virgo. We get eclipse season twice a year. Usually falls in the sign and on the axis of and this is the general wheel behind me, starts in Aries, goes all the way around over to Pisces. So usually the full moon eclipses and the new moon eclipses will fall around where the North Node and the South Node are falling. I have spoken of this many times. Astrology is one of the lenses of my practice. It is not my full practice. It is not when I do chart readings, and you'll see my all signs readings, it's paper on the wall. So I have a whole video on aspects that you can deep dive into. I'll put the link for that below, and I will put the link for Pam Gregory's channel below. There are so many other astrologers that are just astrologers, that is their study, that is their practice. So if you're interested in tons of more information about the intricacies of eclipse season, absolutely. All you need to know about eclipse season is that we hand the reins of our life over to the God of our understanding and we say, I'm on a soul growth mission. As souls in human bodies, we are on a mission. We're here to do something. Every single one of us. Every single one of us. So if we have strayed in my Boston off course, if we've kind of like veered too far in a different direction, eclipse season is going to smash you back on course. If we've been on the path of our soul, if on the course of our soul's mission, this is when God picks you up and just puts you in the environment that you're supposed to be in effortlessly. Some of my last videos have some validation of like it was a story time on hopping paradigms, the times of my gym shifted, like time and space right now during this season. It's 555 and I wrote down 555. It's so malleable. It's like putty. So work with it and keep focused on where you're going. Keep on stepping. Remember Lot's wife. Stay moving forward. And if that little thing keeps popping up, like, hey, doom scroll, hey, check out, hey, have the same conversation that you've been having for 45 years. That's when you know. It's probably going to sound like that. Oh my God, I haven't thought of this in so long. It's been over 10 years. It's been like 13, 14 years since I quit smoking cigarettes. But I gave that craving voice he was like this Nolans type of a guy, like that you were passing like the red light district and he's like, you want to come in, don't you? You want to come in. I can't even do a Southern accent right now. Oh my God. But it's like, that was the voice of the addiction. I gave it a voice because I needed it to be outside of me. So actually, this is interesting. This is important. I feel like everyone could really benefit from this practice, which is, if you experience anxiety, if you experience depression, if you experience overwhelm, emotions, anger, if you are, recovering from an addiction, if you're doing any of these things, give that energy a voice, a name, a face, or actually not a face, but like give it a name and be like, oh, the Nolans guy's coming up again. That's not me. I'm not going to listen to you. It's kind of like is it a Native American parable where it's just like we have two wolves inside of us. Which one lives? The one that you feed. There's also been a theme, and I talked about this in my Venus retrograde all signs reading, that a lot of people, whether they're spiritual or not, have been really in recovery from friendships, narcissistic issues. One is not equated to the other, like leaving friendship groups, leaving a community, wanting to leave a community, feeling very alone, feeling very, very alone, very in a hermit space. The Hermit is the major arcana for Virgo, which this full moon is in Virgo. So we'll talk about some tarot as well in a little bit. And so if you're new here, my guides, give me pictures and images over here. And I have like a few tabs, screens open as a channeler. It's like a whole bunch of things. And that only really blossomed until after I became completely sober and removed cannabis flower, like everything from my life. It's very Venusian, the energy that came through today, which I'll give their message. They were like, tell them, because usually I'll ask, like, what does this community need to hear before, and I say that before any session as well. What does this community, what does this client need to hear before, before I get going? And the Venusians were like, tell them how loved they are. Tell them how beautiful they are. Tell them how incredible they are. But also tell them that if they're not open to our messages, we can't talk to them. Like, there's the law of non-intervention. So there's like so much love that's waiting for them. Like the second that they drop down into meditation and just say like, I'm open to my messages, but just like tell them how loved they are. But like, we want to tell them ourselves. So just like, yeah. I want all of you connected to your spirit team and your spirit guides, all of you. So now let's go through the times and the dates of this full moon and the eclipse. So it's like the full moon is at a certain time and then the eclipse is at a certain time. Again, this is not like, we're here to harness the energy. If you want way more information on like the intricacies of eclipses and their seasons, some references below. If not, growth mindset, we need to be a little bit more efficient in our processes around here. So I'm just here to offer you, like, this is when things are popping off. Okay. So Eastern Standard Time, 14th of March, between 2:54 and 2:59. That's like when things are happening. Melbourne, 14th of March, 17:54 to 17:59, between that bucket. Gold Coast, Australia, 14th of March, it's all on the 14th, 16:54 to 16:59. And Central Standard Time, very early, 14th of March, 1:54 to 1:59. This is military time, just so you know. So, okay, let's unpack this a little bit. I've kind of put up on the board the planets that have been chilling. They've been chilling. Pluto's at 3 degrees of Aquarius. We've never felt that before. That's pretty amazing. I love that for us. North Node in Pisces, South Node over here in Virgo. Lilith finishing upper transit in Libra later on this month. She's going to go into Scorpio. I'll have a whole video on that. Jupiter's chilling in Gemini. Mars is direct in Cancer energy at 18 degrees for this full moon eclipse. 17 degrees of Cancer. He was parked there. He was parked. So definitely look into where Cancer falls in your chart, what Mars was doing. Tons of resources on Mars, tons of resources on Venus. And where's Venus? Where are you, darling? Venus is retrograde. 9 degrees for this? 7 degrees. Pardon me. Pardon me. So we had on the 11th, Mercury conjunct Venus retrograde in Aries at 8 degrees. So I've been talking about this area of our chart for months now, since like December. So wherever 25 degrees of Pisces to 10 degrees of Aries falls in your specific birth chart, it's like spotlights, floodlights, every like arrows pointed towards this area, the entire, like full on. And if you don't know the time of your birth, if you just want to use the general wheel, soul purpose, self. What is my role in this world? Me, the end and very beginning, the beginning and end of all things, darling. This is like, I love this for all of us. So Venus is at 7 degrees retrograde of Aries, and Mercury is at 9 degrees. Mercury's going to go retrograde the next day. So we know about full moons. We all become the werewolf. We all become cuckoo pants. We are not making rational decisions. We are not making big moves this month at all. And this is triggering the absolute crap out of every single being with a growth mindset, including myself. Where I'm like, I'm not supposed to be manifesting? No. I'm not supposed to be setting big goals? No. I'm supposed to be staying the course? Yeah. I'm supposed to be relaxing? Yeah. Yeah. This is not the time energetically, astrologically, to be making these massive shifts, these massive, like staying on your path, regardless of like, how do I say? It's that phrase, like if your goal doesn't scare you, you're not shooting high enough. I want you to be so focused on that goal, but working on calming your nervous system, working on reprogramming and rewiring your brain, not big shifts. Do you know what I mean? Where there's a massive difference between I'm now going to be a circus performer, where it's like you've been focused on being this for so long that maybe wait until after this like snow globe energy is over, you might have just had a past life as a circus performer, and then after this hullabaloo is over, you're not going to have those desires anymore. I actually have a full past life as a circus performer in my past life tale playlist. I really updated all of my playlists, so if you're interested in tons more information, definitely go check those out, all public. But you might not have the same desires after all of this. It's like we're gutturally cleaning the innards of our soul right now. And we're purging, we're releasing full moons as completed cycles, Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, like do whatever you want. I'm just saying astrologically, this is the time to rework, go inward and remove whatever it is that's standing in your way between you and your goal. That's all I have to say about that. So there's a very interesting, again, I've put the video on aspects below because we're going to talk a little bit about Uranus. Uranus is an interesting player. So Uranus has been in Taurus for what seems like forever and is sitting at 24 degrees. The last full moon that we had was in Leo at 24 degrees. This was on the 12th of February. That full moon, I'm just going to put them up, was making the square to Uranus, like very intense energy, very workable energy. It was making that T square. It was like come to an intersection, somebody's got to move before somebody goes. That was in February. Now we have the sun, 23 degrees, conjunct Saturn. This is amazing. And we have the moon in Virgo at 23 degrees. So we have a sextile here and a trine here. Sarah, what does any of that mean? Okay, so we talked about the squares. That was, let's just break it down. Uranus is our awakening planet. Okay, so the parable that popped into my head, not everybody's going to know this, but do you remember the movie The Addams Family? And it was, I literally wrote down, getting to know you, getting to know all of. Remember like the play, the kids play, where it was like the little plants, like the kids were dancing as the plants, and then immediately after it was like the sword fight. That's kind of how this energy feels, where it's like we're all being told like, and then it's like, oh my God, that's what's going on? Now I'm being told that like everything's violent and my life is meaningless and everything's going, like, we're just doing a great job. We're just doing, I hope that made sense. It made me giggle. Where it's like galactic lightning bolt energy. This is our collective awakening planet. When it comes to Uranus, it's like, yesterday, never, 20 years from now, maybe tomorrow, maybe right now. You really can't predict where lightning is going to strike. Uranus in Taurus, which is the house of money, values, and access to resources. A lot of people have moved. All the issues with agriculture, with the farmers, with our food, the way that food has been, maybe not everything that we've been told to eat is really good for us, question marks everywhere. It's really been starting the conversation about what is good for me, what is not good for me. That's Uranus alone. And wherever Uranus has been falling in your chart, it might very, very well, I've felt this, I've had clients that have felt this, it's like rubber band slingshot energy, where it's like nothing happens, poof, and then everything in your life changes, and then nothing happens, poof, and everything in your life changes. So it's a great time. And what you don't, Uranus and Pluto have similar energies in the fact that whatever is removed, A, was not supposed to be there, and B, is permanent. You can't go back to the old way. You just can't. You just absolutely can't. It's very true for our awakening. Like once you see things, and I don't even like to call it a spiritual awakening, just recognizing that you are consciousness having a human experience and there's no one outside of you that's better than or worse than. We're all worthy and sovereign beings on this planet, and we're allowed to have what our heart desires. We're allowed to create that. And we're God having a human experience, taking like the highest bits of stardust and the densest creature, putting together with this incredibly limitless brain to say, I create with my thoughts, words, actions, and intentions. I can have whatever it is I want. I just have to rewire my brain and stay focused on what it is that I want, remove a few things along the way and just like stay the course. I can have that. Yeah, you can have that. A little bit of a tangent, but what of it? So now we have this sextile here. Sextiles, again, the video is below I go into all of the key aspects. It's workable energy. It's good stuff. You can work with this. You can really work with this energy. It's a good time. It's a great time. It's like your favorite cousin showing up at the party where you're like, we could burn it down. We take shots in the bathroom. We can start a very interesting dialogue that everybody joins in on. We can start a can line. We can really do some things here, but you have to be focused. And then Uranus trining the moon. Trines are like your yes friend. It's, earth energy here to earth energy here. This is also where the south node is, Virgo. So this is what we're releasing. This is a completed cycle upon completed cycle. These are huge cycles ending when it comes to eclipses. South node, it's like past life comforts. It's like what we need to not do, but it feels so effortless to do. I think of the doom scroll because sometimes, show of hands, I just am like looking for a recipe and then like, or I'm in the other room and I'm doing something and I'm like, how did I get here? How did I get here? How did I do that? And, you know, when I was a cannabis smoker, I would be up and I'm like, how are you high? When did that happen? Or when I was a cigarette smoker, I would be driving, I'm buckling my seatbelt. I was like, how did that get in my hand? It's a little bit unconscious. So we have to be aware that like we're not popping off. We have tons of information available to us, Jupiter and Gemini, limitless information to us, like limitless. On my channel alone, you got hours of Sarah. So you got to choose wisely. Choose wisely. And finding the ways that, hey Toots, how you doing? How you doing down there? Yeah. How can we focus our energy on what it is that we're supposed to be doing and not get distracted by the hullabaloo over here? Yeah, it's easier to sink into a trine than it is to sink into a sextile. And since the South Node is over here, we're going towards our soul purpose. We're going towards that. Hella high water, we're going that way. And so I really want you to be ask yourself, what is standing in my way? What is standing in my way? And it's probably pretty brazen. It's probably something that's been coming up over and over and over again. A pattern, a habit, a relationship type, giving your power away, laziness, not investing fully in yourself, just acting a little bit like, whatever. You know, because Mercury is the chart ruler for this full moon, because Virgo is run by Mercury. Mercury's going retrograde the next day. I want you to take as much time as you need before action and response. Not reaction, not saying like, you don't have to respond to something right away. Oh dear. Yes, honey. I know that's a microphone. I know you love those. You love those. Oh, Sybil. I love her so much. I know, dear. She's so activated. She was born in November of last year. She was born under the Mars-Pluto opposition. So she gets 2 Mars returns before she's even 5 months old. I just love her. Yeah. Scorpio sun, Aquarius moon, and a Libra rising. Yeah. I know, honey. I know. You're tired. So we talked a little bit about the Hermit card, because Hermit runs over here. Moon is over here. Sometimes, the moon is over there. This is the minor arcana card that represents 20 to 29 degrees of Virgo over here. Last decan of Virgo. This is called the Millionaire's card many times over. Like, this is abundant AF. This is your future. This is what you want. This is a happy family. This is your move. This is your house finding you effortlessly. This is it. This is your time. This is literally, and I had a tarot reading that I did. It was called The Payment. I'm going to put the link for that below, where there's also a sermon that, for my more religious people, that was about the distractions, where it's like, we can get so distracted nowadays, myself included, myself absolutely included. But the payment was that the payment for what it is that you want in this world, because we have to exchange something. We have to be able to say, okay, this is what I want, and I'm willing to be in this vibe, this energy to do it. And it's not so much hustle forever until you die, but it's I'm willing to create content, post a video every day. I'm willing to, homeschool my kids, to represent that for my entire community. I'm willing to walk away from this job because A, it's sucking me dry, and B, I need to leave that hole there so that everyone else can say, oh my God, if that person left, I've been wanting to leave too. I've been wanting to leave too. So it might not make sense truly. It might be minuscule. It might seem gargantuan. That's kind of, okay, I'm having a full body chill. That's how you know that what it is that you're being presented with is the thing, because it feels so much bigger and terrifying than what it actually is when you view it from above. Where it's like, I have to set a boundary? Oh my God. Oh my God. Where it's, universe, put that in front of you. Put that experience in front of you to say, you want that? Or are you going to do this? You want that? Set your boundary. You want that? Stay the course. You want that? Go study. And it doesn't make sense. This is eclipse season again. This is March 2025. This is potent energy in a way that it's really not here to mess around with, but it doesn't give us the right. I had a whole video on this. This energy doesn't give us the right to just pop off and be, you're going to see that. You're going to see that. Lightning bolt energy, earth, lightning, like full moon eclipse energy close to our south node. A lot of people are just acting afoot and doubling down on whatever it is that I'm right, I'm this. Like, when we co-create with the God of our understanding, everything, like let it be easy was one of the words that one of the titles. I don't know if I'm going to do let it be easy or it's over. I don't know what I'm going to call it. Probably it's over. I have no idea. I'm going to decide once I rewatch it. But this is really, the past few months with Uranus in the mix might have felt like you're getting pulled back and you're about to springboard, or you're learning how to act as if I'm already in my future. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. I followed my own advice. I talked to, I think it was Libra in the Venus retrograde, where I went shopping yesterday. I got a new pair of ambitious pants. I love them so much. I've been wearing the same pair of pants for way too long. And the clothes that we wear have energy attached to them. It's like how you present yourself to the world is how the world is going to treat you. Truly. Truly. And if you don't feel good about what you're wearing, and this is like, I want you to stretch yourself a little bit. I'm saying not to be homeless and penniless and poor on the side of the road. I don't recommend that, and don't like buy clothes instead of food, but really like take a $20 bill, go to the thrift store, go to Marshall's, go to, whatever is an accessible place for you, and get a piece of clothing that makes you feel so good about yourself. Say, I'm ready, world. I'm investing in myself. Truly. Or this could be for some of my crafters, adjusting something, taking something in, or reworking something, cutting the sleeves off something. Like, you can use what you have, use the tools that you have, but I do want you to kind of step outside your comfort zone and be a little bit more creative and say, okay, this might be literally the outfit that I have on right now. It's black on black on black on black on black. It's like the elevated version of the pants that I used to wear and the elevated version of the top that I used to wear. And I had even put on the old top too. I did. And I was like, you're not that woman anymore. You're not that chick anymore. You've outgrown that version of yourself. And there's tons of space in my closet. My guy, my friend, like full on. There's tons of space. I'm asking the guides if there's anything else. They're going to keep this short, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to get into it in the All Signs reading. I have an entire full moon channeling and healing that I offer for my members in my full moon membership group, as well as my all access membership group. That's a really wonderful place to receive. It's, the people that are in my membership group, and I'll put the link for the description of those below. My community, y'all, we're busy. We got things to do. I honor that you just spent the past half hour with me. I love you and I respect you, and I'm here for you. And what I really love about the energy that's available to us right now is that we're the only ones. That's what we're really recognizing. No one's coming. You're the one to save yourself. I'll decide on the right title. I don't know what it's going to be, but I love you. Thank you so much for being here. What questions do you have for me? How are you feeling this energy? We're going to get into it. I'll have a whole all signs reading for this. Yes. Ouch, Sybil. Okay, okay, okay. Yes. Oh my God, she's exhausted. All right. I'm going to go. I love you so much. I'll see you soon.